All right, guys, got a lot to bring you. I'm going to try to do it quick. So, someone very kindly pointed out that they missed seeing my Safuu videos in the Discord, so I'm going to be talking about some Safuu stuff. All right, the council has been chosen, and I was not one of those people chosen. Probably for the better. The council looks really good. If it stays with what Elliot showed us, I'll read it out to you, the list, if you haven't seen it. Greek, obviously. Everybody wanted the Greek on there. He's going to be on there. Legendary Other Nathan. I think he's very, definitely deserves his place there because he's very active in the Safuu Discord, and he's, I guess he's one of the moderators or something. Alpha Capital. Excuse me. Alpha Capital, I'm not sure who that is. And then Ted C. Don't know who that is. Mr. No Fame, we know who that is. He's in the Discord all the time. He's the one that's organizing the community buy on Saturday. I'll tell you guys a little bit about that. Big supporter of Safuu, obviously. El Presidente Barry, who is he's gonna be El Presidente now. Barry. Florida Finest is in there. I don't know who Florida Finest is, but I'm sure they're very intelligent if they were picked in a blind vote. And then Daz. Now that's 8 people, so I guess it's going to be one more person included in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe Elliot will be the 9th person. I'm not sure. So, and if he is, I mean, obviously we all love Elliot. So that is the council. It's not, so what's going to happen now is, Elliot explained this. There's going to be like an official vote for these, because this was like a blind vote. There's going to be an official vote for these people soon, just to confirm them. And from what I gather, the council will be formed come like beginning of February, and that's when they will vote on what to do with the SIF. So if you think that we're not even halfway through January, we're looking at 2 to 3 more weeks until something gets done with that SIF. Now, the SIF just hit $100,000. We just passed the $100,000 mark with the SIF. And from what I hear, I don't know how people see what's in the fire. I mean, you can go to BSC scan. I don't do that. People who do that, they told me that there's 210,000 Safuu tokens in the fire pit right now. So they will get the council will decide what to do with what's in the fire pit as well. They're gonna have quite a bit of money to allocate in order to better Safuu in some way and set it on a good course for the future. Sorry. The price of Safuu, I've been watching it like a hawk because I'll be honest, I sold all of my Safuu yesterday or the day before, I don't remember. I just saw the price continuing to go down, and so I sold it expecting to have a buy-in price of like 15 cents at some point, because if the SIF were to be used anytime soon, I wouldn't have done that. But I kept hearing Elliot and other people saying that the SIF is not going to be used for at least 2 more weeks, more likely 3 more weeks before the SIF will be used. Now, it's going to be building up that whole time, but at the same time, people are going to get antsy and they're going to get anxious. But to my surprise, so far the price has held very strong at 26 cents. It even touched 27 cents sometime earlier today. But between 26 and 27 cents. Today's daily volume was $21,000. Not bad. Not bad. So let me read to you some hand-picked out screenshots from the Discord today. I focused on what Bullet was saying, and if you guys were paying attention to what he was saying, then you know exactly what his suggestion was. I thought it was a good one, so I thought I'd include it. So Someone said Sif can technically buy like 3 Bitcoin now and let it sit. And then Bullet replied to them, yeah, let's say half of Sif was $200,000 a month invested, and let's say an average of $20,000 will be our Bitcoin average price. In 2 years, that would be $4.8 million at $20,000 Bitcoin. If it goes to $80,000 at any time, we can sell Bitcoin, buy Safuu, 18.2 million in one buy, and it's game over. 18.2 million Safuu in one buy. We're all rich. So Bullet is saying to start purchasing Bitcoin while the price is still, low at the moment, relatively. And he says in 2 years, when the bull run comes and Bitcoin goes to 80,000, some people think it'll go much higher. We can sell the Bitcoin and use the proceeds to buy all the rest of the Safuu and just burn up all the supply all at one time. Bullet goes on to say about Bitcoin, he says, it's the one coin that can't fail, in my opinion. No team can't hack it. Dwindling supply that will be endorsed by the world. Safest bet, in my opinion. Then someone suggested buying Vol. Bullet replied, Vol may go way up or it may go way down. Bitcoin is a no-brainer. Just have to wait and forget about your money invested for a while. But when we hit, we hit. So he's kind of arguing against buying Vulcan with the SIF money. So he goes on to say, great opportunity for Safuu if we can just play it smart. I hope others like the Bitcoin idea. I think it makes total sense. And someone else is replying to him and says, if we use the whole SIF to buy Bitcoin now and sell it at its all-time high, supposedly at 100K, we would burn 2 million Safuu if the price remained the same. He's saying if we just use what's in the SIF now and Bitcoin reaches 100K like in 2 years, he says that would burn 2 million Safuu. I think Bullet's idea is to just be regularly buying Bitcoin. And if that's the case, by the time the bull run comes around, we'll just burn the whole supply all at one time, just from selling that Bitcoin and buying Safuu with it. Buying and burning that Safuu. Not to mention it'll pump that price like crazy. Bullet goes on to say, because someone is suggesting to him there are altcoins which will give easily 20 to 30x in bull run. Bullet replies, true, unless they are deemed a security, then we are effed. I'm a huge fan of VeChain. This will 22x just to get to all-time high. But just know Bitcoin is a lot less risk than all others, and we would still achieve our lifetime goals with it. I was just going with the no-brainer, no-risk strategy that is not even close to as volatile as altcoins. So, I mean, I think everybody can get behind that. Bitcoin is the king, and it will continue to be the king. It's a safe investment, especially leading into a bull market. I posted that picture twice for some reason. Let's see. So that was Bullet's idea, and I thought it was a good one. I thought it was worth mentioning. So he's saying use the SIF, use the fire pit to keep burning, I guess, and use the SIF, use half of the SIF to buy Bitcoin, and I guess the other half to do regular buybacks and burns or something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly but one of his ideas was to buy Bitcoin with the SIF. Mr. No Fame, he wrote, people will look back and regret not buying in while Safuu was 26 cents. I'm hoping it goes down so I can buy back in, because it's kind of looking like I wasted some money selling all my Safuu. Anyways, these are things we do in crypto. So Mr. No Fame is organizing a community buy on Saturday the 14th. That's in 2 days, guys, because I'm making this video on Thursday night. He said, if you're interested in joining the cause, then let me know and I'll add you to the list. So far, we have 19 members joining in, but need much more. I'm committing to contributing $6,000 less the buy tax. Let's get some green candles on our chart to not only attract investors, but also to get the community to engage in anticipation for the council being formed. Big things are coming, so why not get some some hype going in our incredible Safuu community. Once the council is formed and they start implementing a community vote, we can expect increased volume, increased burns, and ultimately increased price. Shortly after that, mainnet will be launched and create a huge amount of volumes to really start burning. So he's saying the bridge will be probably adding to our volume, and I have some thoughts about that, and I think he's right. Currently, the SIF is looking chunky at 93,000. Now it's at 100,000, and the old Fire Pit wallet has 220,000 tokens, not 210. 220,000 tokens. So we have a lot to work with when it comes to burning and hopefully allocating funds for marketing, such as giveaways to spread the word quickly and allow others to market organically for us. So let me know if you want to join while the price is still low. So that is this Saturday. And I think it's in the pinned messages. It is in the pinned messages if you want to let him know that you will be joining them. They have 19 people already. So, and Elliot responded to Mr. No Fame. He said, I would, just to play the other side of this coin just for a second, just to give you some food for thought. Elliot wrote back to Mr. No Fame, I would wait for the community buy until we sort out the SIF funds. If you don't wait, the community buy will be pointless and will have decayed by the time the SIF kicks in, which is a risk, seeing as the SIF will not be used for 2 to 3 more weeks. And that is why I sold my Safuu and am looking to buy back in when it's at about 15 cents. So Phoenix Ashes wrote in Discord, and I thought this was interesting. Start of February will be start of council, I believe. I'm not sure. I think the SIF will look as it did before through the month, random buyback and burns. We will see after the first council meeting. So, this person is thinking that random buyback and burns will be a thing again. The council will decide on that. And I think that would definitely get people pumped, for sure. People do like those random buyback and burns. Let's see if there was anything. I was going to mention something about the bridge. The bridge, so from my best understanding, and I think Brian Legend said this in the AMA, there's a 5% transfer tax to bridge from Vulcan to Safuu. So it only costs you 5% to go from Vulcan to Safuu. Okay, there were some people floating around the idea that there was also a 14% buy tax. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just a 5% transfer tax to take your Vulcan and turn it into Safuu. And then once you're in Safuu, if ever you decide to sell, you will pay the 16% sell tax. So combined, going from Vol to Safuu and then cashing out your Safuu, you're looking at 21% total. But the whole idea is, if you put your Vol into Safuu, you're going to wait for Safuu's price to increase. So really, that 21% is not too big a deal when you think the Safuu is, could potentially skyrocket in price when the council starts putting forth some awesome ideas and getting the community excited, and especially with mainnet and everything, the bridge, because if you think about it, buying into Safuu and then selling Safuu is 30% total in taxes, 14% buy, 16% sell. Whereas bridging your vol to Safuu and then selling your Safuu is only 21% taxes. So unless there is a 14% buy tax thrown into there as well, it's a better deal to bridge your vol over to Safuu and then be selling your Safuu. You're paying 21% taxes compared to 30% taxes. So that, it's not what we were hoping. We were hoping the bridge would have no transfer fee. It does, of 5%, but it's still better than buying and selling Safuu, like just Safuu. You're saving 9% in taxes. So that is why the bridge will potentially bring enormous volume to Safuu, which will be very good. Very, very good. But that's like, I'm counting on the price going down before the SIF gets used. But I could be wrong. Maybe this community buy on Saturday is going to pump that price and people are going to get really excited and that price is going to go up to 50 cents and never come back down, and I'll just be an idiot for having sold. So I'm just being honest with you guys, though. I sold. I didn't like what I was hearing from Elliot at the time, and I probably being sick, I didn't feel good, so I was like, F this, F that, F you, F you, F you, and I just sold my Safuu. But it won't be my first regret in crypto, or my last. I bought some CAF today, and I was wondering why PancakeSwap told me I was going to get 3,000 CAF for my 250 purchase, and I ended up with 2,500. It is because literally as I was clicking the buy button on PancakeSwap, someone made a $1,000 purchase like a second before I hit the buy button, so the price went up like 1.5 cents or something right before I bought. So, anyways, CAF is a good little token if you want to get into it. It's still early too. I think there's only like 80 holders in there, and it's gaining a lot of momentum. So, CAF token, you can find them on Discord, and maybe I'll include the link for the Discord in the description for this. Anyways, there was a bunch of drama about the nodes for Vulcan, and I totally understand people being upset because pretty much they were expecting to never have to work again, and that may still be the potential with these nodes, with the full nodes, and maybe later on with the light nodes as well. But it's kind of become like a long-term play, whereas like they were expecting, kind of money pretty quick. And but that being said, Dio was explaining some stuff about them, and he was saying that as the price increases, the gas increases, and that could make the nodes more profitable since they get paid from gas fees. And let's see what else he said. He was trying to. I posted all this stuff on Twitter if you guys want to read it. He goes pretty in depth into it. The one thing though that he mentioned that I thought was really cool. He was saying. I'll read you the whole message, but the ending is the cherry on top that I thought was awesome. So he's responding to someone. He says, I'm pretty certain that the blockchain can operate completely fine with as little as 50 full nodes and 150 light nodes. That's essentially how BSC operates. They operate with 21 full nodes. If people are upset and don't want to set theirs up, they are just giving money away, especially if you have a full node. The less nodes there are to point, the more money, the more actives, the less nodes there are to a point, the more money the active ones make. So we need 10% of what there are to be able to rotate out effectively. The reason, this is the good part, the reason for the amount of nodes is because they are anticipating a fuckload of volume. That is Dio's words. That is very, very bullish, as they say. They are anticipating a fuckload of volume. Let's see what else he said. I have some more stuff from him. All right, I asked him a question about something. I said, so as coin price gets higher, the gas fees will increase? He said, yes. There was another thing that he said that was very, very bullish, and I'm going to read that to you guys. Vulcan Knight wrote, Vulcan could hit the $200 with these changes. And Dio responds pretty easily, to be honest. $200. That's pretty freaking sweet. And he explains how that can happen, and it's a little involved. I posted that on Twitter as well if you want to read that. He puts a funny little metaphor in there I've never heard before. All right, well, that's it, I guess. I think I've gone over everything. And let me see. I posted Let me see. I posted some other stuff. I don't think I've even told you guys of Luckycharmz' most recent proposal. So I'll read you some other stuff that people were thinking about Safuu. I'm already at 20 minutes. Someone was suggesting we buy ETH and sacrifice for Vol in the Ethereum extravaganza. And then use the Vol like flex and rebase and stuff to buy back and burn Safuu. So I responded because Miss Love, who corrected me this morning about something, she asked, how will Vulcan new tokenomics affect this plan in terms of rebases? And I responded, if we manage to buy a lot of Vulcan, then the flex each day could in time become a lot, like tens of thousands of dollars. But we need to buy like 100,000 worth of Vol right now. So that's just a suggestion that the council can go over and vote on with the community and whatnot. Whether we buy Vol or whether we buy Bitcoin or a combination of the two, diversify. I don't know. So. I'm just reading through all the stuff I posted on Twitter the past few days. I haven't made any videos about all this stuff, so seeing if you guys would be interested in hearing it. All right. All right. This will 44. If we manage to get a node, we will also have that passive income. That was a few days ago before we heard the news about nodes. All right. I think we should all. All right. So let's see if I can find. I know I can find it. I'm gonna go to Luckycharmz' most recent proposal, and I'll read that to you guys. So his revised edition. My proposal, revised edition. So we take a large portion of the money in the SIF and put it into Vulcan. We use that money now to buy Ethereum and get the bonus money of Vulcan coins from it, because if you buy Ethereum right now, you'll probably get a 50% bonus, because if it's anything like the Bitcoin bonanza, it will reach the 1,000 Ethereum that they're saying will get the 50% bonus. So that would be like $150,000 worth of Vol, and that would have some pretty good flex and rebases going on. We then continue to add a percent of SIF daily to Vulcan to build bag. So Lucky believes very strongly in Vulcan. I think he has good reason to have that belief, because I think Vulcan is going to be enormously successful. If you go by what Dio is saying, I mean, Dio is smarter than all of us combined. If he thinks that Vulcan is going to be hugely successful, I think that's reason to be optimistic. Any rebases, daily network percent, however we take via bridge and swap back to Safuu to burn. This gives us a continual burn no matter what the market conditions are. We win both ways doing this, because using the bridge will give money back to SIF and Whale Wallet to use. I'm not sure if the 5% transfer tax will benefit us in any way, but maybe I missed something there. So he's saying with the SIF, 25% is used to burn, 50% invest in Vulcan, rebases will come back as additional burn, and 25% marketing and dev team. We can also reallocate these percentages to areas the community wants most burns versus marketing, etc. as needed. Fire Pit 100% burns. That was the true intention. We should leave it that way. Once council is formed and proposals are submitted and voted upon the committee and a charter is drafted, then we move on to the next business at hand, bring Brian to the table to write up a formal royalty agreement as founder and compensate him for Safuu that's agreed upon by the community. I'm sure he will get a fair stake. Plus, It makes it truly official that the DAO came together to decide all this upon our rules we set as a community. Hopefully this is the direction we can take. I look forward to a very prosperous year with Safuu community. Once we reach over $1 in value, we can consider pegging and create our own stable token that we can then use to get the fiat card, Visa, Master, that with every use of the card will also have a burn percent put in. I was thinking 2.5% burns, 2.5% reward back in Safuu to encourage use, 5% total. In the meantime, load up your Safuu because everyone will be in store for a very wonderful ride in 2023. And Barry had mentioned that if Brian is open to changing his mind about taking 25% of the SIF and Fire Pit, Barry was suggesting that Brian get an increasing percent of the SIF and Fire Pit based on how big the Fire Pit gets. Like once we get to 80%, he would get a certain percent. Once we get to 90%, he would get a more percent. Once he would get to like 95%, he'd get more. So it's like it'd be like an escalating amount that Brian would get based on how well the protocol is doing and how much the Fire Pit is burning and whatnot. So I don't know if Brian will change his mind. I was kind of hoping that he would just change his mind and not take anything, but if he does take something, I like Barry's idea. So anyways, that is it. I think I've caught you guys up on everything. 26 minutes in, and I don't think I've cleared my nose very much. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and none of this is financial advice. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, usually I post stuff daily on there, and that's what I was reading all this stuff off of, is Twitter. My Twitter handle is @Oliver78900, and thank you for watching, guys. I watched Prado's live today, and I saw that there was some stuff said by Brian Legend, but I don't know exactly what it is. If I figure it out, I'll tell you guys tomorrow. But if you could like, comment, subscribe, I'd appreciate it, and that is it. Thank you, guys.